You guys, this is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. Democrats need to pass the stimulus or they could lose the House. The $4,000 tax credits for single individuals, and lastly, everything that you need to know about unemployment, alternative stimulus programs to get money from, and one more thing, the unemployment tax refund. Have you gotten yours? We'll talk about it and a whole lot more stimulus in today's video. It's always Show Me the Money right here in the Ron Yates channel and community, the go-to channel for all things stimulus, the U.S. economy, personal finance, stocks, and basically everything to do with money. I really appreciate the support, and let's go ahead and jump right in. Democrats could lose the House. That is what Progressive Caucus Chair Pramila Jayapal, if the Democrats don't get their act together and actually pass this much needed $3.5 trillion stimulus package, possibly including the fourth stimulus check. Her exact words: if we deliver these things, I believe we will hold the House. If we don't deliver these things, I think we could lose the House. Now, of course, she's talking about the political side of the matter, which is definitely something to consider. A recent survey this month showed that 62% of Americans supported a $3.5 trillion spending plan for social programs, including childcare, education, and expanding Medicare for seniors. Only 32% were against it. Just look at how the latest stimulus package compares to other popular bills in U.S. history. Not to mention the third stimulus check was the most popular among all the provisions in this bill and the previous stimulus packages. Drop a quick comment below if you guys support one or even more stimulus checks in the coming stimulus package. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this one. We're looking at a lot of breaking news updates this week, as it is crunch time for the Democrats to deliver on their promises. The dates that we have so far include the March 15th deadline for committees to submit their work to their leaders. Now that means that we're going to see those details come very soon in the coming updates. There's also the Democrats' self-imposed deadline of September 27th for both the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure deal and the $3.5 trillion stimulus package in the House of Representatives. Now, this was House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's promise to House moderates to get them to agree to the initial House vote for the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. Included in our stimulus watch list are the major tax issues in the bill. First and foremost, really, are the very helpful tax credits. Now, I know that you guys have all heard about the child tax credits from most other channels. The White House proposed making the credit permanently fully available to the lowest income households while extending the increased credit amount only through 2025. Now, that means that those monthly $250 to $300 checks are still something to look forward to, at least going into the future. Now, aside from that, there's also the earned income tax credit for individuals. Now, we know that this gave out a pretty decent check throughout your 2020 tax return, $538 for individuals with no children. No qualifying children, $538. One qualifying child, $3,584. Two qualified children, $5,920. Three or more qualifying children, $6,660. That's a lot of money. Well, may we see an even bigger check thanks to Representative Gwen Moore's proposal to expand and modernize the Earned Income Tax Credit. Now, according to the proposal's text, the maximum credit for single filers would raise to $4,000 and married filers would receive a maximum credit of $8,000. And much like the child tax credit, the Earned Income Tax Credits would churn out monthly payments under this proposal. According to the text, the WRCR Act includes an option for recipients to receive 75% of their estimated credit monthly. Taxpayers may elect to receive the payments by direct deposit, low-fee debit card, or a check. Now just imagine $250 monthly stimulus checks for those of you who have no children. We're finally hearing about some stimulus for individuals with no children. Thank goodness. Am I right, guys? Another one to watch out for are the major tax hike proposals that they're cooking up. Really, these are what will determine how much stimulus that we could angle into this bill. Let's take a look here. Corporate tax rate. President Biden has proposed raising the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28% after the GOP's tax law in 2017 cut it from 35% to 21%. While some moderates like Senator Joe Manchin have said that they would be more comfortable within about the range of 25%. There's also taxes on the U.S. companies' foreign earnings. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen defended the White House's proposal the U.S. can impose a 21% tax on U.S. corporate foreign earnings, still far less than what's paid by businesses on Main Street that make their profits at home and still have our corporations be more competitive than they were before. Senator Bernie Sanders points out how this is long overdue.
Rich are getting much richer. They got so much money they can't even spend it here on Earth. They're off in outer space spending their money. A lot of our people worry how they can afford a car. These guys are busy buying spaceships. All right? That's what they do with their money. And what we also know is that many of these billionaires in a given year, and many of these large corporations in a given year, pay less in federal income tax than you do. In some years, they pay zero. Now, Republican friends are saying, well, we can't pass this because we're going to raise taxes. You're right. We are finally going to raise taxes on the rich and large corporations who are not paying their fair share of taxes. No apologies to be made.
Now, to make it more real, here's his wealth breakdown on Twitter. Today in America, the 2 richest people own more wealth than the bottom 40%. The top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 92%. 45% of all new income has gone to the top 1% since 2009. Is that the kind of economy any working person ought to be satisfied with? This is coming from Bernie Sanders' Twitter. I mean, but wow, right? And there's more. I know you guys are thinking, oh, but wait, there's more. Remember the report that we did on Fortune 500 companies getting away with 0 federal taxes? Case in point, 2018, Amazon posted income of more than $11 billion, but the company paid $0 in federal taxes. In fact, thanks to tax credits and tax deductions, Amazon actually received a federal tax refund of $129 million. That was a year after Amazon received a $137 million tax refund from the federal government for 2017. Now, I really don't think that we're asking for too much here. Capital gains tax, meaning what millionaires pay for their investment income. The current top rate is 20%, but President Biden has proposed significantly increasing it so that the capital gains and ordinary income are taxed at the same rates for individuals and households with income above $1 million. President Biden has also proposed a tax rate of ordinary income of 39.6%. Bottom line, if we can get these tax hikes done, then there will definitely be some wiggle room for a 4th and maybe even a 5th stimulus check in the coming stimulus package. In fact, they already have stimulus check proposals on the table at this very moment. There's Representative Ilhan Omar's proposal for a federal guaranteed basic income up to $1,200 per month for adults and $600 in stimulus checks per month for kids. Another more direct bill is the Automatic Boost to Communities Act. This proposal comes from Representative Rashida Tlaib that would give $2,000 4th stimulus checks and follow it up with $1,000 monthly stimulus checks until a year after the ended. And of course, no one's forgetting about the stimulus motherlode, the House resolution to end poverty from Representatives Pramila Jayapal and Barbara Lee. These stimulus proposals include stimulus checks via cash assistance programs, in addition to a minimum wage increase. This one's got a lot in there. Canceling all unpayable debt, affordable housing, free education, expanded unemployment insurance, the works. Congress could definitely easily pick up any one of these bills or provisions in the coming stimulus check package. Now, as the latest economic report said, despite the economy reopening post-lockdowns, most household incomes remain flat, savings are stagnant, and spending declined for most categories. Overall, this reinforced financial health inequities for low-income households and those experiencing hardships and could forecast further divergence in the latter half of the year. If lawmakers want economic conditions to improve and don't want to leave the hardest hit Americans to fall further behind, these numbers should be a wake-up call that a 4th stimulus check really may be desperately needed for those still struggling. Now, of course, if that happens, we will make sure that you are the first to know. All you got to do is click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell and stay right there as we have a lot more in store for you guys. We've got everything from unemployment, alternative stimulus programs, and even the $1,000 unemployment tax refund. Make sure you guys don't miss out on that. And a very serious warning, guys, the economy is growing more unstable by the day. And I think you guys are feeling it too. In the past 24 months, curfews, lockdowns, restrictions, self-isolation, stay-at-home orders, and mask mandates, they have changed the job market for good. Millions were laid off, entire households collapsed, and children have even been left to starve. And it's only going to get worse with unemployment running out and stimulus money still far off. Now, to help you guys prepare, all right guys, confirmed, unemployment benefits have officially ended for millions of Americans as of Labor Day. Now, this covers the 4 types of federal unemployment benefits. We've got the federal unemployment compensation. That's the $300 a week of supplemental employment benefits. At one point, it was $600 a week. You guys remember that one? We've also got emergency unemployment compensation. So this is financial relief for those who already exhausted their state's unemployment benefits. You've got mixed earners unemployment compensation. This was a $100 per week for those of you who, worked as both an independent contractor and an employee. Not a lot of people knew about this one. Next up was the unemployment assistance, also known as the PUA. This was for self-employed individuals and freelancers, gig workers, everyone falls into those categories. Now, according to recent estimates, more than 9 million Americans are set to lose their unemployment benefits, and millions more will see their weekly incomes take a huge nosedive as federal jobless aid programs expire next week. 9 million is definitely a lot more than the 1.3 million left after the 99 weeks of unemployment benefits that were coming after the Great Recession in 2008 and 2009. 99 weeks, we're definitely a long ways away from that. While we're waiting on word from Congress or the White House, we looked at some pretty interesting alternative stimulus programs for you guys. All right, so the first one, self-employment assistance. The Department of Labor provides funds for states to partake in a voluntary program called Self-Employment Assistance. This is also known as the SEA, and it provides weekly allowances, and the SEA allowances are the same weekly amount as the worker's regular unemployment insurance benefits. The difference is that the participants work full-time on starting their businesses instead of looking for wage and salary jobs. That one's pretty cool. You're actually getting paid to start your business. So just make sure to check in with your state workforce agency to see if your state is a part of this one. And hit me up in the comments if you guys have any questions. So the next one is short-term and long-term disability insurance. So short-term policies may pay for up to 2 years, and most last for a few months to a year. Long-term policies pay benefits for a few years or until the disability ends. And remember guys, President Biden announced that serious long-term cases could qualify as a disability. Now, this includes all of the federal protections and resources that are available to those who are suffering from the Department of Health and Human Services, Justice, Education, and Labor all release guidelines to help individuals experiencing the effects of long-term navigate federal benefits. Okay, so the next one is the TANF. This is the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. It is a federally funded state-run benefits program. Some people call it welfare. Now you can go to TANF to help with daily essentials such as food, housing, home energy, childcare, and job training. Anybody else have any alternative stimulus programs that you want to mention to the channel? Drop it in the comments down below and we'll take a look at it for the next update. We could also be seeing states and cities open up their purses for their very own unemployment. As Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and Labor Secretary Marty Walsh said, there are some states where it may make sense for unemployed workers to continue receiving additional assistance for a longer period of time, allowing residents of those states more time to find a job, whereas in areas where unemployment remains high. And so that means that states can actually use a part of their slice of the $350 billion in state and local aid included in the March stimulus bill to find supplements to unemployment benefit amounts. Add that one to the options for state stimulus programs like state stimulus checks. You can find out more about each one in our dedicated channel playlist section. All of our top hits are right there, including Social Security, student loan forgiveness, rental assistance, name it, we've got it right here on the channel. Just hit the playlist section right after this video. Unemployment tax refunds, you guys might be wondering where yours is. The IRS usually issues tax refunds within 3 weeks, but some taxpayers have been waiting months to receive their payments. Here's a list of reasons why your income tax refund might be delayed. If your tax return has errors, if it's incomplete, your refund is suspected of identity theft or fraud, you filed for earned income tax credit or additional child tax credit, your return needs further review, your return includes Form 8379, injured spouse allocation, this process could take up to 14 weeks. Now you can use the IRS's Where's My Refund tool. Let's not forget about that one. Just type in your social security number or your individual taxpayer identification number, your filing status, whether it's single, married, or head of household, and your refund amount in whole dollars, which you can find on your tax return. Then you'll see one of these 3 messages. Number 1, you might see received. The IRS now has your tax return and is working to process it. The next thing that you might see is approved. the IRS has processed your return and confirmed the amount of your refund if you're owed one. And the last one is sent. This one's pretty much self-explanatory. The refund is now on its way to your bank via direct deposit or as a paper check sent to your mailbox. Now that reminds me, check your mail too. Some refunds don't go through electronic deposit for various reasons, even though you might have electronic deposit set up. So they may actually mail a check instead. Now as for calling, just to set your expectations straight, of the 167 million calls that the IRS received this tax season, only 7% of the calls actually reached a telephone agent to get help. Now, I don't want to discourage you guys, but I'm just saying, if you call, you're probably not going to get through. I'm just saying, looking at the stats. Now, though the chances of actually getting live assistance are slim, the IRS says that you should only call after it's been 21 days or more since you filed your taxes online, or if the Where's My Refund tool tells you to contact the IRS. So I hope this helped you guys. Drop other stimulus questions in the comments down below. I'll be sure to get to them. I'll try to reply to you in the comments. If not, I'll be sure to cover it in a future video. All right, guys, so that was your Show Me the Money fourth stimulus check update and daily news update. The Democrats need to pass stimulus or they could lose the House. The $4,000 tax credits for single individuals. I just want to wish you guys the best. Take care and be safe. Take care and be safe. Take care.